Hi guys, and welcome to my 100th video ever. You have no idea how many times I tried to do the intro, but I kept messing it up because I'm trying to say thank you to all of you, and it got a little bit too soapy, and I was like, okay, I have to redo it, but this is it. I mean, I can't be here all day and just do the intro. So welcome to my 100th video. It's a Q&A video where I will answer all of your questions that you could have posted on my community tab or my Instagram stories. I have my iPad, I have all the questions, I have some tea, you can get some tea, let's chill, let's talk. I'm so excited because I always love sit downs and I love to connect with you. This is what I was trying to say, but I got a little bit too soapy. Actually, really, grab some tea or some snacks because I feel like it's more fun that way, you know? Because when I watch videos, I like to have a little bit of, you know, snack here and there, or a tasty coffee or a tasty tea, so you do the same. That's my recommendation. Okay, let's get into it. Question number one, really enjoyed your content on feminine energy so far as your journey resonated with me. Can you share any resources you found useful in exploring and healing the side of yourself? So there are not any particular resources regarding feminine energy, but I did read a book called In the Flow, and a video that I love, How to Live According to Your Cycle, is based on that book. It's one of my favorite videos. I put so much thought into it because I thought it's such an important topic. And from that book, from learning about, you know, our biology in depth, from learning about, something's in my eye, from learning about it's still in my eye. What's going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, I got it out. But learning about my cycle and all of that, from that, I got inspired to talk about femininity because I felt so connected to myself as a woman. I started to really cherish myself as a woman. I wanted to go deeper. I wanted to explore womanhood, femininity, feminine energy, what that means, feminine versus masculine, relationship dynamics. And from that, I started like Googling, reading more resources. So when it comes to feminine energy, I think there's so much resources online, but I would personally recommend to you to start with the In the Flow book by Alyssa Vitti. I'm gonna link that below because that's just gonna, you know, give you more perspective, a deeper understanding on your cycle. Okay, next question, and I have to be a little bit quicker with these questions, okay? I feel like every question I'll give like a 4-minute response and I will never go through the questions, but you have so few subscribers on your channel. Still, what motivates you to make videos so consistently? Do you never feel demotivated because of subscribers and views? That is a great question. It actually really is, because I feel like a lot of people happen to come upon this feeling of nothing's happening or have an expectation, so I'm no longer motivated. But if you guys know me, you know that I am very determined as a person, and I don't base my actions on now. I base them on a plan or a strategy, and I look ahead. I don't just look at what is around me now. The speed at which the subscribers are coming is never a factor for me, because what matters is that I am growing. I feel very motivated because I have a plan for my future and everything's happening exactly how it's supposed to happen. Now, when it comes to what makes me motivated to make videos consistently, it's just something you have to do. I look at it as you would look at your 9 to 5, you know? You wake up and you do the job that you have to do in order to get paid or get results. So it's not a problem for me because I love this truly. If you by any chance are struggling with motivation, try to think about the little moments of growth instead of like, oh, I'm still not there, you know, at the top of the mountain. But think about, okay, but I'm a little bit closer. And I think that's a big source of motivation for me. I just know where I'm going with everything in life. If I decide to run a marathon, I will do it. It doesn't matter that I haven't trained for the marathon for like 2 years because I had some, you know, physical difficulties. I know that I will get back to it and I will do it. You know, if I want to learn a language, I will do it. If I want to build a successful YouTube channel, I will do it. It's just how I am. It's how I operate, okay? If I want to do something, I will do it. And it doesn't matter if it takes 10 or 20 or 30 years, I will do it. So it's just how I function as a person. Next question, what advice would you give to a 16-year-old girl? P.S. I love your videos. I can understand everything you say without subtitles. I'm learning English on my own and your videos help me a lot. Kisses from Brazil. Thank you so much. That's such a kind message and I'm really glad that my videos that my videos are helping you to learn English. That is awesome. 16 years old. You know, when I read this question, I thought, okay, how was I when I was 16? I don't know you personally, so my recommendation or my advice is really just coming from myself and how I was when I was 16. Follow your dreams and experiment as much as you can. Why? Because you are so young. There will be times where you have to like pay bills and you know, think about your family and all of that, and you're gonna have so much responsibility. So while you are 16, this is the best time to figure out what you love and what you like, and don't be afraid to fail. Failing is part of life and failing is so crucial because you learn so much about yourself. So get out of your comfort zone as much as you can. When I was 18, I went to study to UK and I got out of my comfort zone, and it was uncomfortable because, you know, you're getting out of your comfort zone, but I grew so much. So experiment, travel, you know, study abroad, or, you know, you're still 16, but think about studying abroad, but just try as many things as you can. That's my biggest recommendation. Thank you for your YouTube channel. It makes me stronger day by day. Thank you for being yourself. Any tips for those who are feeling insecure or lost in their 20s? You know, going back to the question, the second question, I think what motivates me, comments like these, you know, a person saying that my videos makes them stronger day by day. There you go. Biggest motivation in the world. Any tips for those who are feeling insecure or lost in their 20s? First and foremost, I think you need to understand that it's completely okay. Every single person is figuring themselves out in their 20s. It's just that some arrive at that point faster and some a little bit later, and that's okay. So when it comes to figuring yourself out, trust me, you will get there. But in order for you to figure yourself out, you again need to try different things. You need to have conversations with yourself. My early 20s were hard. I'm not even like whatever I tried to put on for the world internally, I would cry all the time. Like I'm thinking 21, 22, 23 were probably the years where I was just trying to figure my shit out. I would cry all the time. I would feel even depressed. I have several videos, you know, I filmed myself. People always laugh, like, who films themselves when they're crying? Well, I always thought it's content, and I would film myself like these video diaries, and I would cry and tell that I don't know what's happening. I feel so lost and all of this. And I figured everything out, and my life is absolutely beautiful and wonderful right now. So I think what I would have wanted to hear is how okay it is to feel lost in your 20s, because you're literally young adult. You have just finished uni or wherever you got, maybe college, and you're supposed to be this adult, and you're like, what, where, how? So that's okay. Now, when it comes to insecurity, it's a whole different conversation. I would say, first and foremost, fake it till you make it. There are several things you can say to yourself and then you believe them, even if you don't believe them at the start. The conversations you're having with yourself, are you being negative about yourself? Are you saying mean things to yourself? And you have to stop comparing. That's the biggest thing that will lead you to insecurities. You have to find ways how you can feel better about yourself, how you can work on your talents, how you can grow, how you can take care of yourself in a way that makes you feel very confident, right? So finding the right hairstyle or finding the right skincare or, you know, doing hobbies that you love. You just have to keep on working towards yourself because you'll find a lot of confidence through happiness. So understand who you are physically, what hobbies make you feel like you. So it's all about exploring. This is gonna be such a long video. Can you tell a biography of your life, like a summary? And what are the desire, objectives, purpose in your life that you want to achieve? You know, guys, I'm already a big talker. Like if I would give you like my entire biography, that would just be a very long video, but I'll try. I was born in Latvia. I still live in Latvia. I have always been super creative as a child. I had a wild imagination. I wanted to be an actress up until the age of 16. While that dream has never completely diminished, like I still plan to film somewhere at one point in my life, that's no longer like my main goal. But from an early age, I just knew that I wanted to be in front of the camera. Like I loved to be in front of the camera. Because I loved everything camera and TV and movies, I went to study to UK. I studied there 3 years and I got a bachelor's degree in TV production. So that's kind of a little bit of a short intro about me. Now, when it comes to my purpose in life, I think, is to grow and learn. That's the most important thing for me. It's a big question. Everyone's always thinking like, okay, what's my purpose? And I've come to a conclusion that for me, my purpose is to really grow and experience the world. That's what makes me feel alive. I have plenty of goals, and I think there's another question coming asking about the goals, so I will discuss that there. But yeah, when it comes to like my purpose is to grow as much as I can. I want to have so many accomplishments and learn so many things, and that's what makes life exciting for me. Can you tell us something that you have discovered about yourself since starting YouTube? So many things, because it's been what, 3 years or more? So obviously I've learned so much, but the main thing I think relating YouTube is that things don't have to be perfect in order for me to succeed or grow or get better. I used to hold myself back so much because I would worry about perfection. And I've talked about this on this channel, how I tend to be perfectionistic. And one day I realized that it's taking away more than adding to my life. So that's, I think, the biggest learning that I also want to pass on to other people. Like when you think about your profession, what matters is that you get better, that you grow. Perfection will only hold you back. There are so many things that now that I think of, I would have probably not achieved as fast, or maybe never achieved, if I would still think about perfection. Even now when I create videos, trust me, I see what could be better because it's my perfectionistic mind. With every video, I'm like, I could have done this and this and this and this. But I'm like, but it's good enough, I'm posting it. Because otherwise it would take me, what, 1 month to make one video? And that's not, you know, a formula for a successful business. We need that, you know, quantity, and we need to move forward, and, you know, let's do the best we can, but perfectionism is not the way to go. What is your work-life update? Did you manage to find some other part-time jobs, or YouTube is still your full-time job? So during this period when I quit my full-time job, I had a couple of freelance jobs, not many, just a couple of them. And for a short period of time, I even had them a little bit more, like I would do part-time YouTube and part-time the little freelance jobs. But as of now, I have completely quit all of that. I'm not looking for a full-time job. YouTube now and content creation, because I'm also doing TikTok, is my full-time job. I'm devoting it all my energy because I'm finally seeing some results, meaning that, you know, I'm getting paid a little bit and all of that. So I am trying to grow that to a level where I can completely, if needed, support myself financially from this. Because right now, obviously, I have Gus who's helping with absolutely everything, and I could not do this if I wouldn't have his financial support. So I want to be at a place where I fully earn from YouTube. I can fully support myself and more, and our family. So in order for me to do that, I need to devote all my attention to YouTube, and I'm just happy that I'm able to be in this position, and again, grateful, because I want to devote all my time currently for this. Can you tell us something about your understanding, perspective, and philosophy on life? I already talked about this, but I see that I also wrote down my philosophy on life is that it is our responsibility as humans to grow, evolve, and push ourselves to be the best version of ourselves. I've talked with many people about this, and I've heard different perspectives. Some people don't think that it is our responsibility to be the best versions of themselves, and that's completely okay. I understand that each and every one of us have a different idea of what what life should be. But for me, that is kind of my perspective on life and my philosophy, that it is our responsibility to be the best we can, health-wise, emotionally, intellectually, physically, all of that. What's your best way to focus really hard in real life? Sometimes I still struggle to focus, but I've understood that for me, the biggest thing is creating an environment that allows me to focus, right? So instead of thinking about like different habits and things, I think about my environment. If I know that I need to write a script for a video or do anything that really requires my focus, I will even put my phone in a different room, because I have a habit that I'm trying to get rid of where I pick up my phone a lot. All the time. I've talked about this in other videos. I'm really trying to break it. It's hard, guys, it's hard. When you're used to your brain being your brain, when you're used to your phone being your second brain, it's hard. I make my surroundings very tidy. That's very important to me to focus. I need things to be in place. I remove any distractions. I make myself good and comfortable. I put on maybe some like, how is it called in English? Like this theta wave music. It's kind of like white noise, but not really. It has like different bells, like different things. I do different things that help me create a work-friendly, a focus-friendly environment. What are your dreams and goals for the future? Now, I have many, but I won't share all of them because I don't want to. There are some things I'm still keeping with me, but I did write some goals that I have discussed with you guys publicly, and also some dreams. So I will tell you those. So my closest goals is full independence financially from YouTube, because I want to earn really good from this job, so I can feel very proud that I have achieved that. Learn Korean at least level 3. When you do the topic test, it's like an international Korean test that I plan to do sometime in the future. There are 6 levels altogether, and 6 obviously meaning that you're like extremely well spoken in Korean, kind of like native language. And I want to achieve at least level 3. That is my goal. The next, run a marathon. I've talked about this a lot. I hope that very soon I can restart my training. I'm very excited to actually run a marathon. And then I have 3 dreams that I thought, okay, I'll share them with you. 1, I want to be in a big budget movie. Now, I specifically wrote big budget because I don't need a big role. I can literally be an extra. My dream is to be in like a big budget movie. So some people are like, I want to be like, the main actress and the movie size doesn't matter. For me, it's the other way around. I can be an extra, but I want the experience of a professional movie set. I have done in my youth like little student movies and all of that, and for me, my dream is to be on a set, like meet famous directors, famous producers, famous actors. It would be a dream. I hope I actually do it one day. Next, I want to walk a runway. I actually want to walk a runway, like a model something, model anything, but it would be really, really cool. I love models, I love runways, and I think it would be awesome. And then finally, be in a music video, because again, I think it would be really, really cool. So that's why I kind of divided them, goals and dreams, because goals is something I plan to accomplish, and dreams is just something it would be really fun to have. So those last 3 are not my goals. If they happen, they happen, but they are my dreams because I think it would be really cool. What's been the most challenging part of the journey? What's been your fave? The most challenging part of this kind of YouTube journey has definitely been sometimes feeling overwhelmed by the amount of people looking at me. And I know for some of you, it's gonna feel weird because I do have such a small channel, but I think fellow content creators, if there are any content creators watching me, you might know the feeling of like suddenly you realize that you're on display. People are looking at you. And while it's a wonderful, wonderful job, I want to emphasize that, there have been moments in my like growth journey, especially when a certain video went viral and I got plenty of comments, and all of those comments were positive, but I just felt overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, so many people are looking at me, and I could never explain this feeling to people who do not have this job because they just don't get it. So it can feel a little bit isolating. But the most positive, kind of contrary to that, is definitely the comments. So it's so funny. It's kind of like, it's one thing and it's both overwhelming and positive. It's so wonderful to hear such positive words, like to read such positive words, that people like my videos, that they enjoy, like all of that makes me feel very warm in my heart. But it's also like the opposite side, that sometimes I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. And I always like to say that the word overwhelmed is not necessarily negative, because you can be overwhelmed by good feelings, and that's how I felt. Sometimes it's been so positive, but I'm just overwhelmed and I don't know where to, like, you know, put myself, because I want to be calm. So I think that's the most challenging part, just the feeling that as I grow, I will only get more eyes at me, you know, and I'm just wondering sometimes, how will that be? How will I feel? How will my life look like? And so, yeah, that's probably that. Which habit brings you the most happiness, peace, and positivity? I thought about this long and hard, and I understood that probably listening and cherishing my cycle, honestly, because when I listen and cherish my cycle, I am cherishing my womanhood, and I'm living according to my cycle and according to the way I was designed to live. And that brings me the most peace and happiness, because I'm not trying to squeeze something out of myself or push myself to do something that I am not actually designed to do at that specific time of month. So I'm not just talking about my period, I'm talking about the entire cycle, right? So follicular phase or luteal phase, when I listen to myself, when I really think about the knowledge I've acquired, what I have to do at each week, where I have to focus on, I'm the most happiest and I just feel the best. Can you recommend us channels, creators who inspire you? Absolutely. And I wrote them down. First one, Lana Blakely. She's very similar to me in many ways. I think we both share this passion for growth and happiness and peace. The one thing that I think we differ in is I'm a little bit louder as a person, and she's very quiet in the best possible way, right? So she's also very minimalistic. So she has a great channel, so you should definitely check her out. The second one is Amala Ekpunobi. I don't know if I pronounced her surname correctly, but she's a political commentator, and I love the way she looks at things. She is very logical, very intelligent, very smart, and I find her to be an inspiration in many things, especially the way she portrays her thoughts so eloquently. Love her. Number 3, Valeria Lipovetsky. I have been following her for a couple of years. She is so filled with humor. Her channel and her like whole social media presence is more about like family, fashion, a little bit of humor, but she has a great personality. I think for you to be a good content creator, you have to have an awesome personality, and she definitely has that. She's very, very cool. You can check her out. Next one, Lydia Millen. She is a fashion creator, but she's super elegant and classy, and I think she's one of a kind, honestly, because when you're on Instagram, you see so many fashion, you know, creators who are basically copy paste, which is okay, you know, we love the same trends, but Lydia really stands out with her class, her elegance, and I just love it. Next one, Natasha O'Shan. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. Oh my gosh, guys, you don't know how much I love her. Her personality is everything. She is kind of like a fitness channel. She has studied biochemistry, but she is my goals fitness-wise. She has just ran, I haven't watched the video, but she just participated in an ultra marathon. Like, her physique, her athleticism is just beyond. I love her. A great channel, great personality. Love, love, love. And finally, Mixed Makeup, or more so Susan Yara. I actually found her through her reaction videos, and she was the person who taught me so much about skincare. Everything that I know now is coming from her. Like, she started that. So I will always view her channel as my biggest like inspiration towards like skincare and all of that, because she has taught me so much. How is full-time social media job going? Are you thinking to start working for someone else? So I kind of answered that already. No, I'm not planning to work for anyone else. That's not in my plans at all. I love what I'm building here on YouTube, and I just want to keep growing. And there I have several ideas of how I'm going to expand in the future from YouTube. But as of now, and I don't, you know, I never say never, but I kind of want to say I don't think I will ever go back to you know, kind of classical job, unless I have to, unless obviously, you know, shit goes down and I need money, of course. But if everything goes the way I planned, I don't think I'll ever go back to working for someone else. How to deal with partner not wanting to communicate about feelings. This is a tough one. First of all, I'm really, really sorry that you're going through that. What I would do is I would still communicate with my partner, but try a different approach. So for example, if that person is saying, I don't want to communicate, I would ask, why? Is there something that is making you uncomfortable? Is there a way we can talk about this where you're okay? Like, I would try to find my opening, how I can get to that person, you know, my person. I would also try to probably say to him or her that it's really hard for me to understand our relationship, to grow in our relationship if I don't know what's happening, if you're not telling me what's happening. Is there any way how we can communicate? Are there any, you know, is there anything that you don't want to talk about, but maybe there's something else you do want to talk about? Is there any way how we can find common ground? So that's what I would try to do. I would just try to understand where we can meet in the middle. And if after all of that, that person is just saying no, 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 I would still kind of push and say that if you don't communicate, you know, our relationship will suffer. You have to be willing to come, you know, towards me just a little bit. So I would try to find my opening. And the last question, I actually got this as a private message, and it was also in Latvian, but this person wanted to know, have me and Gus ever wanted to be with different people, like both romantically, sexually, and all of that? And I thought, okay, this is a very interesting question because we have been together all of our lives. So it's a valid and interesting question. When we were younger, I'm thinking like 18, 19, the thought of, oh, how would it be with different people absolutely crossed our minds. We even talked about it. But as we got older, those thoughts are never in our like heads, just because I think we've matured. We know what we have. And I sometimes think that young people lose out on beautiful long relationships because they fall into this trap of how would it be if it would be like this, and they don't understand what they actually also might lose. When we talked about it when we were younger, like how would it be if we like got together or we tried to be with other people, we always knew that our relationship would be over. So is it worth it to try something else, something new, but risk your relationship being completely doomed and completely done? I don't want to be very harsh, but I sometimes think it's a little bit of a sickness. Let me put myself in focus. I don't want to say it's sickness, but like a not good symptom of my generation, where we always think that the grass is greener somewhere else. I, of course, am not talking about actual situations where your relationship is bad and you need to get out. I'm talking about situations where you have a beautiful, good relationship and you're still thinking, but how is it with other people and all of that? So I have never particularly dwelled on that. And as I said, as we got older, we just loved each other more and appreciated what we had. And honestly, when you find your person, I don't think it would be better with anyone else, because no other person in this world knows me in every single way. Yes, of course, it would be probably maybe different, but I don't think it would be better because I'm with my person, right? So I feel very, very blessed and happy that I'm with my person, and I just don't think about stuff like that. I did when I was younger, but I don't anymore. Me and Gus, we're not married, but we always joke around. We're only not married on paper. Like heart-wise, mentally, we are married, and we just know that, you know, this is our future and we have chosen to be each other's person. So I've seen what's out there, and I have never met a man who really fits me, or I would think would fit me better than my man. When I was younger, I would of course be more dramatic and think, oh, you know, I'm gonna storm out and maybe we should break up and all of these things. But as you get older, as you get wiser, as you get more grateful, you realize what you have. And I think that's the gift. So I hope that answered your question. And that was the last question. And actually, my battery is running out. That is a sign. Well, thank you guys so much for joining on my 100th video. It was a blast to talk with you. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.